True leaders talk about their shit. Now, I've been talking about this all night or all day on Facebook today, and I wanted to address it in a video. So welcome to the Daily Rant. What do I mean by true leaders talk about their shit? So I want to address this epidemic that's happening in not just the coaching industry. So more and more people are rising up as thought leaders in their industry. You know, whether you're an entrepreneur, you know, a business coach, a life coach, a health coach, you have a product that you're selling, you're putting yourself out there in this role of leadership, right? To lead others, right? To impact others. Yet you're hiding a part of yourself. You're hiding what you are going through and what you are experiencing in your life right now. And I posted about this and people were asking me, well, you know, I see a lot of coaches that talk about their story and their struggle and that, and I get that. Yeah, I'm one of those coaches. You know, when I first started my coaching practice, that's how I started out, is I was sharing my story. I was sharing about the pain that I've been through and what I've gone through, because that is what you're taught to do. That is what you're taught to do. Okay, we are taught to do that by business strategists, by business coaches. We are taught to do that. Share your pain, share your story, and then people will connect with you. But then what happens? All of a sudden, then you have all these leaders that stop sharing their current situations and they're still yapping about their past. They're afraid to admit that they are still going through shit to this day. Why? Why are you guys afraid to admit that? Let me call you out on that. You're afraid to admit it because you don't want to be seen as imperfect. You're afraid to admit it because you don't want to be seen as incompetent. You're afraid to admit it because you think that in order to be a leader, you've got to put yourself out there in this perfect light all the fucking time. But I have news for you. That is not relatable. In the world of social media where we can filter the shit out of everything, sure, you can filter your posts. You can showcase only the good reel. You can showcase just the good stuff. But if you're not showcasing all facets of what's going on, you're not going to be relatable, and you won't be able to create the impact that you're here to create, because you are in fact diminishing part of who you are as a leader. If you are still committed to your growth, if you're still committed to stretching outside your comfort zone so you can grow and expand into who you truly are, then you are going to have breakdowns. You are going to experience shitty days. You are gonna be challenged with your demons because you are challenging yourself to step outside your comfort zone, and that is a good thing. So we as leaders need to rise up and be what we preach. And if that means we need to be in the process of going through our shit, then be in the process of going through your shit. Now, I am not a fan of sharing your shit while you're going through it. And that's what the other, you know, on the other side of this, you have people that are just sharing their shit and emotionally vomiting all over the fucking internet. And that's not true leadership either. What you want to do is you want to be respectful to the time that you need to process what it is that you're going through. Right? So if you're going through shit right now, take time to process it. You don't need to process it out loud online. Be respectful to that process, and then share from a place of strength and leadership. Share from a place of like knowing the lessons and understanding the lessons that came out of this situation. Because one of the other fears that you have as a leader to share authentically is like, well, I don't want to be seen as a victim. Well, guess what? If you're sharing in the middle of processing, you are going to come out in the tone of a victim because you're still processing your shit. So when you come out of that stage of processing, when you have found the lessons that this experience has brought you or gifted you with, that's when you share. That's when you share with your audience, with your tribe, with your following, what it is that you have gone through, because then You're sharing from a place of insight, of having something to offer versus just emotionally vomiting on your tribe. So true leaders talk about their shit. True leaders are unafraid to show up as real as fuck. True leaders are unafraid to show up without their hair done. True leaders are unafraid to show up real. Because true leaders own their shit and honor the fact that they are still growing and they are still evolving. I mean, in fact, that's what makes a great leader. So if you want to stand out as a leader, stop trying to be fake. Stop trying to put out this perfect picture or snapshot of your life and be real. Talk about the lessons that are still coming on your path. And for those of you who are watching this and I'm like, I'm a leader, but I don't got any more lessons to learn, that is fucking bullshit. And that means that you are stunting your own growth by not pushing yourself out your comfort zone. You are constantly growing. You will constantly be served lessons. So that's the daily rant today. It was a little longer than usual. If you jammed with it, share it with a friend. And I will be back tomorrow with another daily rant. Just remember, true leaders, they talk about their shit.